Want to know the story?
So we're back in the garden, and today we're harvesting a jackfruit.
Ooh, interesting.
Big one.
A big one.
A very big one.
I'm wearing anti-mozzie gear because you have no idea how many mozzies there are in fruit orchards. It's because the mozzies, the male mozzies, are frugivores, right? So, in a fruit orchard you're never far away from mozzies. Okay.
Okay, today we're harvesting this one.
Ooh.
Huge jackfruit. It was full of ants, and we actually are harvesting it. It was a little neglected, the tree, and we're harvesting it because 3 jackfruits fell down today, but they're completely eaten by the bugs. So I checked all the bags, and here in the bag you can see it's already starting to be eaten by the bugs. Here a little spot and here a little spot.
Can I see it?
See? Here? See how soft it is? It's already being eaten by the bugs.
Oh, right.
So basically, the second reason we're harvesting it is because one, it's big. And then second of all, you can see these spikes, the little squares, right? Or like the pentagons, they got big. They're not like an unripe jackfruit like this one. Here, like this one. See? This is a young jackfruit. And see how the spikes are all next to each other, right? They haven't opened up yet. And for this one, you can clearly see the spikes completely opened up, which means the jackfruit will ripen if you cut it down, okay? And then third of all, I did a scratch test. It's called the scratch test. Normally they do it with a knife, I just do it with my nails. So you go just above the jackfruit, not here because that's the tree. You go here just above the jackfruit and you peel a little bit off. And then you check what comes out, right? And what you optimally want is that it's gonna be more watery than white sappy, right? So you want it to be water that drips out with less of the latex inside, because otherwise if it's only latex, you know that the tree is full of latex, the fruit is still full of latex. This one, as you can see, is like semi-latex, semi-water, right? It's not super white, and it's very drippy. It's not latexy, but more watery, right? Anyway, it's better even if it's only water coming out, or like just very light white. But this one has to be harvested because it's being eaten, so we'll have to be quick. So if we harvest it, we're gonna drain the latex. You'll see, I'll cut it off. I'll turn it upside down for the latex to drip out of it, and we'll store it for about 3 or 4 days, or sometimes a week or 2 weeks, depending on how ripe it already is on the tree, and it's gonna soften up. Man, there's a lot of ants here. We'll take the machete and we'll put a little of oil on it, because otherwise the latex is gonna stick to the machete and it's hard to clean afterwards. It's the same as when you, for example, have eaten a jackfruit that wasn't fully ripe yet, or not tree fallen. Sometimes they fall from the tree when they're completely ripe, but the bugs have already eaten them, so it doesn't fall. But for example, if you eat a champidak, you always have to clean your hands with oil and your mouth as well with oil, because it's so sticky with the latex. Okay, I'm gonna need a helper here though. You wanna help?
We have a helper. This is Letitia.
It's gonna weigh quite a lot. Okay, so basically I'm gonna cut it here, right? I'm gonna try and support it with 2 persons. If you can't, just let it fall, because it's not high. Actually, we can just let it fall already, but let's try and support it a little. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Whoops. Plastic?
No, first thing you do is you turn it upside down, because you want the latex to drip out. Can you see latex dripping out? See?
Yes.
Do you see that it's mainly water dripping out?
It's quite runny.
Right, it's quite runny and it's quite watery, not really
Latexy. Okay, that's
which
good
means
news.
it's very good news. So basically we're gonna store it just like that.
In the garden? What
No,
about
we're gonna take it with us.
what about the critters?
We're gonna take it with us.
That's it?
That's it. And you wait until it softens up, and it has to smell very fragrant before you cut into it, and be soft to the touch. Then you cut into it and you're good to go. Like food for a whole family.
Okay. thank you, Jackfruit, and we're gonna escape this mosquito.
Right.
Mosquito nest right now. Woo!
Okay. This is 4 or 5 days later, I think, right? And it's already soft, as you can see. And it already smells really, really sweet, right? So we'll be able to eat it. The only thing we did since then is after day 1, we let it fall. Because normally a jackfruit, when it's ripe on the tree, it falls. And the bang on the ground actually gives information to the jackfruit that it has to soften up. Right, which is really amazing, right? If you think about it, it's the same with durian. If you cut a durian from the tree and you never let it fall, it's not going to soften up, it's going to stay hard. But if you bang it on the floor, it's going to soften up. It's so impressive, right? Okay, so how we like to cut our jackfruits?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How we like to cut our jackfruits is because we want to store it, because one jackfruit is just too much for 2 persons for one meal, right? So we cut it in a little discs, and then the discs we cut in 2 and we make it into like little trays. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna see where it's ripest. I think it's ripest in the bottom, right? So I'm gonna take a piece of it. Like this. Oh, by the way, we oiled the knife. Otherwise the latex sticks to it. Okay, so now you can basically already see it's a little tray, right? And we're gonna try it, see if it's ripe enough. If it's not ripe enough, don't worry, you can just leave it like that for like the remaining
I see the
days.
latex sapping out a little
Yeah,
bit.
there's still a little latex in there, right? Not ripe yet. I have to wait 1 more day. Yeah. The pods in the middle were a little sweeter than I tasted this morning. I think 1 more day and it will be fine.
So what are you looking for in a ripe jackfruit? Because I know in Thailand a lot of people would eat it at this stage.
But basically you want a very sweet smell and a very sweet taste as well. And this one is a little too much starchy still. Right?
It's too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard. So the
Too
starch,
chewy.
its starch has to develop during the ripening process into simple sugars, right? Which makes it very sweet and very edible. But here it's not fully converted yet.
Okay, luckily it's gonna ripen up until tomorrow.
It will.
Yeah.
We're gonna cover this up again with some newspaper. Just put it against it and then we can let it ripen again as long as we need to.